Focus is war, not the kind of war with bullets or fire, but a war with comfort, noise, and your own mind. You say you want something, a goal, a dream, a version of yourself that's undeniable. But the question is simple. Are your eyes on it? All the time, every day, when it's boring, when no one's watching, when life tries to throw every distraction in your face. Most people don't lose because they're lazy. They lose because they're distracted. They chase too many things. They try to please too many people. They want the goal, but they're staring at the noise. If you want to win, you have to lock in. You have to starve the distractions, mute the world, and dial in on your mission with tunnel vision so intense it looks like obsession. Because it has to be. Obsession is the price. The world is built to break your focus. Scrolls, trends, drama, opinions. You can lose an hour, a day, a year, to nothing. To content you forgot 10 minutes later, and every second your eyes aren't on the goal. You're drifting into average, drifting into the version of you that always almost changes, that always almost starts, that always almost shows up, almost doesn't change anything. Locked in does. So you want it? You want the dream? You want to become the person they said you'd never be? Then cut the noise. Forget what they're doing. Forget what they're saying. Eyes forward, eyes up, eyes on it. The mission isn't a side project. It's not a hobby. It's not when I feel like it. It's everything. And when you treat it like everything, the game changes. They start strong. They write the plan. They feel the motivation. They talk big. And for a while, they move. But then life shows up. Not with chaos, with comfort, with distractions that don't feel dangerous. Little detours that whisper, it's fine to slow down, just for today. You deserve a break. You've earned it. That's how most people get lost. Not in failure, in comfort. See, the world won't always tell you you can't. Sometimes it just convinces you to pause, to rest a little longer, to push the goal one more week, to scroll for 5 more minutes, to wait until the right time. But the right time doesn't exist. There is no perfect alignment of energy, mood, and motivation. And if you need the stars to line up before you act, you'll spend your whole life waiting instead of building. Distraction doesn't always look like chaos. Sometimes it looks like something fun, easy, harmless. But every time you choose it over your mission, you're training yourself to break your own momentum. You become addicted to new videos, new plans, new projects, never sticking, never locking in, never becoming dangerous at one thing. Mastery doesn't come from movement, it comes from depth, from repetition, from commitment to the boring, hard, silent days when nothing seems to be working. But you stay anyway. Most people aren't willing to stay. They switch lanes when results don't show up fast. They want the goal without the grind. They want the praise without the process. But that's not how greatness works. That's not how legacy is built. You don't become elite by being interested. You become elite by being committed. So if you find yourself off the path, don't panic. Don't shame yourself. Just realign, refocus, and remind yourself why you started. Eyes back on it, always on it, because that's how the uncommon are made. You know what people don't tell you about focus? It's not a feeling. It's not a mood. It's not something you wait for. It's a choice, a skill, a discipline. You train it, you build it, you suffer through it. You fall off and you get back on every time. And most importantly, you keep showing up, especially when you don't feel like it. Because motivation is loud, but discipline is quiet. Discipline is 5 a.m. when no one's clapping. It's staying in the gym when your mind says leave. It's sitting down to build when distractions are screaming. It's doing what's required, not what's comfortable. That's where the gap lives. That's what separates the ones who wish from the ones who make it happen. If you want to live different, you have to move different. You can't keep thinking like the version of you that quit, that gave up, that scrolled for hours and called it rest, that waited for permission, that waited to feel ready. You're not that version anymore. Because real focus isn't about more time, it's about fewer excuses. It's about being so locked in, so dedicated, so driven that nothing, not noise, not feelings, not failure, can knock you off course. You want a breakthrough? Then show up like it's non-negotiable, like your future depends on it, like nothing else matters more than the mission. Because the truth is, it does. The future does depend on it. And every time you choose to delay, to drift, to disconnect, you're robbing yourself. So what do? You set the standard. You make the rule. Eyes on it, no matter what. Even when you're tired, even when you're unsure, even when it's slow, even when the progress is invisible, you stay, you fight, you build. And day by day, it compounds. Until one day they look at you and say, "How did you do it?" And all you'll need to say is, "I never took my eyes off it." This isn't just about chasing a goal. It's about becoming someone who doesn't quit, someone who doesn't flinch when life hits, someone who gets known for discipline, feared for consistency, respected for showing up no matter what. You lock in and you stay there. Not just today, not just this week, every single day you breathe, because this isn't just a phase, it's who you are now. They say success is lonely. They're right. But you know what's lonelier? Waking up 10 years from now with regret, knowing you had the fire once, knowing you had the chance, and you let it slip because comfort felt easier. Let them scroll, let them doubt, let them think you're too intense, because intensity is how change begins. You don't casually rebuild your life. You don't drift into excellence. You declare it, you demand it, and then you earn it over and over again. There's no final destination, no moment where it's done, because growth never stops. The mission never ends. And when you understand that, you don't fear the grind, you embrace it. You fall in love with the silence. You stop needing external hype. You wake up hungry, not for comfort, but for challenge, for edge, for fire, for that next level you haven't touched yet. Eyes on it, always on it, because the world will keep testing your focus. It'll throw storms, setbacks, failures, and fake applause. But none of that matters when you're locked in. When you've made up your mind, when you're done negotiating with your potential, you want peace? Earn it. You want freedom? Build it. You want a life most people can't imagine? Then stop moving like most people. Go deeper, get stronger, and never lose sight of what you're chasing. Because when everyone else fades, you'll still be there. Head down, work up, eyes locked on the mission, eyes on the fire, eyes on it until it's done.